Hi guys, I'm going to film a drawing demo to show you how I start a drawing based on a photograph. So hopefully you have those photos of your 3 to 5 objects that you chose at our last class. We're going to use that photo and start drawing. So all you need is a piece of paper and a pencil, maybe an eraser, and follow along. Okay, so here I have my photograph set up and my drawing paper, and we're going to start drawing these objects. So what I'm looking for in the beginning is just where the objects are located across the page. My entire paper is going to be filled with this photograph. So let's start with the book. Now I'm looking at the top of the book. It's about in the center of the photo, right? From the top to bottom, it's right in the middle. So I'm going to mark on my paper about halfway down so that I know where the top of this book should be. Okay, so let's draw in the top angle of the book. See, it angles down slightly. It's not a perfectly horizontal line, so I'm going to make sure I try and draw that angle. And I'm looking in the photo, the book comes out to about the center from left to right, so I'm going to make sure that my line comes out to about center as well. So now I'm going to bring that bottom corner in. It doesn't go quite to the bottom of the page, so I'm going to draw this diagonal in and the angle for the edge of the book. I think it angles a little bit more than that. I'm going to fix that. Right, and there's the basic shape for the book. I'm not worried about any details. That's all I need. Now we're going to look at the flower pot in the top left. Again, that takes up about the whole top quarter of my paper. So a quarter of this drawing is going to be flower pot. So I'm going to start to mark in the basic shapes for the curve on top and the rest of the flower pot. And I'm going to jump ahead while I sketch that in. Here's my first mistake. The top of the book is a little bit too high because I've run out of room for the flower pot. So I'm going to just fix that. Oopsies. That's why we have erasers. So we're going to make a new line for the top of the book. Now I have more room to finish the bottom of the flower pot. Okay, now it's time to start the leaves that are at the top. So I'm going to sketch those in. And they don't have to be perfect. I'm not looking for a perfect drawing, just the basic shapes. So I'm going to sketch some of these leaves in. I've zoomed in on the photo so that it's a lot easier to see this section. And I'm going to draw in just basic shapes. They're kind of almond shapes or like pointy ovals. And this one in here is just a real thin little section. I'm going to erase out the lines for the flower pot through the leaves and done. That's all you need for the leaves, right? That's it. That's as detailed as we need to go. All right, now let's start with the paintbrushes in the bottom right corner. I'm looking at the angle of the brush and where the end of the brush meets on my drawing. So this first brush goes from about the corner of the book down to almost the center of the page. It's on a little bit of an angle, so I'm going to draw that in. Now I'll do the same for the next few paintbrushes. This purple one here is a little bit larger, so I'm going to start to draw that in. Again, not looking for it to be perfect, just trying to get the basic size and shape of it. Oop, that bottom part is too small in my drawing. Let's make it bigger. There we go. So again, this is plenty. This is all you need. We don't need any details. In fact, we don't want details at this stage. This stage is just for setting up how large the objects are, where they overlap, and where they're cut off the edge of the paper. If you start with details, it becomes really difficult to fix anything that's wrong in the drawing. And everybody makes mistakes. I've already made a few, and I've only been doing this drawing for a couple of minutes. So when you're working on your drawing, try to just jot down the basic shapes of your object. Try to look at how big they are compared to each of the other objects in your drawing. And they don't have to be perfect. If you start doing all those details, it's a lot harder to change the size or shape of something because there's so much information there. So a loose sketch like this is all you need. Now I'm drawing pretty dark so that the camera picks it up so you can see it. but I encourage you to draw lightly if you can. It erases much better. That way you don't have really dark lines that don't erase all the way. So try and draw lightly. Again, mine is dark just so that it's easier for you to see it. So I've laid in all the paintbrushes here. I'm working on the large paintbrush that's right in the back. Just gonna get, again, the basic shape. Oh, gotta make those bristles a little longer. Fix that. There, paintbrush. And again, the elephant is full of colors and patterns and textures. Not worried about any of that, just the basic shapes. You don't have to get every curve and line right, but here's the basic shapes for the elephant. So its body here goes off the edge, its ear, oh, its ear's bigger. Its ear overlaps its body and comes right down into the middle of its leg. The ear's like a tortilla chip, and then you have that little bit of the elephant's face that you can see. You can't see a lot of it, but you can just see little parts of it. I'm going to do the other legs back here, and then the eye of the elephant. That's all you need, and there's the elephant. Okay, now I'm working on the panda. So I've marked about where it goes, and I'm putting in an oval shape for its body and a circle shape for its head. Again, that's all you need. Blocking out where its nose sticks out, and now I'm looking at where the ears are located. So one ear is inside the body, and the other ear sticks out past the edge. So I want to look for those things because that'll really help define the shape of this panda. One of the big things when you're drawing objects is to try and make sure it looks like the specific object in front of you. So don't draw a generic book or a generic paintbrush or a flower pot or panda because we're looking at these specific ones. Now that's difficult, right? And I know it's difficult. So starting with basic shapes right now is excellent. But remember, for this drawing, the key is to only draw what you can see. So if I can't see the mouth of this panda, I am not going to draw it. I can't see his tail. I can't see his other feet. I can only see these two a little bit. They're all filled in dark with shadow, which I'll add later. But that's all I can see of the panda, so that's all I'm going to draw. Right, this project is really about looking just as much as it is about drawing. So I'm going to add in just the edges of the book to make it a little bit 3D. This part of the lock. And there you have it. There is my finished sketch. Now I'm ready to post my picture on the classroom, and we are ready to start adding more detail to this drawing next time. Okay, so there you have it. We're only going to start with laying out the objects, right? Today is just concerned with where everything is placed, the size and shape of all of your objects, not any of the details or shading. That will come later. Good luck, everybody. If you have questions, let me know.